You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have a question for you. Sarah is about to have a pregnancy crisis, and is that going to force a baby daddy confession made to Xander Cook? So, on Monday, Sarah Horton just told Xander Cook a big, fat, whopping lie. It was a lie almost as big as her baby bump. Lucky for her, he's too distracted by Victor Kiriakis' death and Chloe Lane accepting his proposal to count how many months it's been since he was in her bed. Plus, Sarah told a pretty convincing story, but can she stick to her guns when she's facing a pregnancy crisis next week, the week of August 28th? We're going to dig into all the spoilers for this and why we think this is about to pivot in a big way. We're looking forward to your comments, but if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe. You'll stay updated on all of our day stuff, and it really helps our channel. We appreciate you subscribing. All right, digging in. Sarah told Xander that she bedded Sexy Rexy in a rebound romance as soon as they split, creating the question of the timing of her pregnancy, and then she insisted vehemently that this child is not Xander's. Meanwhile, he took it pretty well, and he made a joke about call me if the kid pops out with a Scottish accent. Indeed, we should wonder. That kid's first nappy cover should be a kilt if it's a boy, because it is definitely Dandy Sandy's bun baking in her baby oven. But because Sarah is generally an honest and ethical person, Xander Cook actually did not doubt her. Not for a minute, not really. He took her at her word, and she let him know that she knew all about him and Chloe and how serious they were. He mentioned that he proposed. Then when he leaves, she called Rex Brady to accept his marriage proposal in what looked to me like retaliation and not love, not by one bit. So maybe Sarah wanted Xander to declare his love or press her on the point, but he didn't. He's just like, okay, not my baby. Bye-bye. Gotta go see my hopeful fiance. Maybe she'll say yes. So Xander left, and Chloe told him, yes, I'll marry you. They're both over the moon. But I do think when he tells Chloe, oh, by the way, Sarah had this giant baby bump, I think Chloe's going to be a lot more skeptical than he is about who's the baby daddy. As a matter of fact, I did a standalone video on that the other day. If you didn't watch it, it's in our Days of Our Lives playlist. So for now, Chloe's got Xander's ring on her finger, but a whole lot is about to happen that could shake them up wildly. For starters, official Days of Our Lives spoilers for Friday, August 25th say that Sarah comes clean to her mom, Maggie Horton, and says, yes, it is just as you suspected. I'm carrying Xander's baby. And I fully expect Maggie to tell Xander the truth. It is the right thing to do. They have talked a lot since the reveal of Victor's death about what a villain that Victor Kiriakis was and all of that. But Maggie understood him, and she loved him anyway. He was the second great love of her life. Maggie Horton was the first, of course. And so that's what Xander told Sarah today about him and Chloe, that the songbird knows all the stuff that he has done and fell for him. And despite all that, she truly loves him. And to be fair, Chloe Lane seems genuinely smitten with Xander. She wants him to be, the better version of himself, but she also accepts Xander, messy past, punching Brady Black in his smug face, and all that baggage, all of him in totality. And he loves Chloe dearly, but we anticipate the state of their relationship is going to change very soon. So after Sarah confesses to her mother, things change. First, I think her mom is likely going to remind her, my poor dead Victor was not always a good man, but our love was real and strong, and I know he loved me. And so she does understand Sarah's issues with Xander's past and his dark side. But I think Maggie is also going to say that Sarah has no right to lie to him that she's carrying his child. Then things get messier on Monday, August 28th because of a few things. So first, Kate Roberts tells Rex Brady that she is very worried that Sarah Horton is going to break his heart. And she could be right. because what also happens on Monday is something goes on with Sarah and her pregnancy. It seems like she may collapse and she's rushed to the hospital. This has to bring back a lot of memories for Sarah that will be painful and scary. And Xander should be right there in the thick of her thoughts as she's going through this crisis. Remember, she was carrying Eric Brady's baby, and Xander was pretending it was his. That's the same exact plot we have on Days of Our Lives right now. They're basically redoing it with her carrying Xander's baby and Rex pretending it is his. And her baby, little baby Maggie Horton, died because of the car wreck, the same crash that killed Victor Kiriakis. And then Xander and Victor conspired to spare her and Maggie Horton the pain because at the time, everybody that knew thought Maggie was driving drunk in the car that caused Sarah's wreck and the loss of her child. So Victor ordered Xander to swap dead baby Mickey with healthy newborn Rachel Black so that Kristen DeMera was the one who thought her child died. Then when it all came out, Sarah was crushed and furious at Xander. That was a huge crater in her relationship with Xander. And remember, Kristen stabbed Victor in the gut for it. As a matter of fact, they included that scene in the recent promo, Remembering Victor. If you haven't seen it, go to our Days of Our Lives playlist, look for the Days of Our Lives promo. We did a complete breakdown on it for you, scene by scene. So with Sarah Horton, the week of the 28th, dealing with a pregnancy crisis, will it scare her straight? And she confesses to Xander Cook Kiriakis that she's having his baby. We're also wondering, is she going to go into early labor and give birth to Xander's child and confess while she's in labor? Will she send for Xander so he's there for the birth of their child? That would be the decent thing to do. And her bump is so big, I'm sure that she's nearly full term. For the life of me, I can't remember off the top of my head when they broke up. But the only other spoilers for Xander, the week of August 28th is set for Thursday, August 31st. Xander finds out something about Philip that shocks him. Probably that his cousin is alive. Remember, it's this week, Friday, August 25th, that Philip creeps into Salem and surprises both Kate and Chloe because he's come back for his dad, Victor Kiriakis' funeral. So Chloe was just talking to Kate about how much she loved Philip. And that, combined with a possible confession from Sarah that Xander's her baby daddy, could change two couples instantly. The big question is whether Sarah and her kids stick around Salem or if it's going to be another one of those off-screen kids that we never see. We know there's a whole bunch of them. All right, we have a couple of last things to share with you about why we think that big splits are coming soon. And one of them could be Chloe and Xander. Once we're done, please drop your comments. I appreciate your comments. I read every single one of them every day, and I appreciate you watching and listening. If you enjoyed this, please click a like and definitely click subscribe if you haven't already. Your subscriptions mean so much to us. They really help the channel a lot, so please click that button. All right, so should Sarah tell Xander she's carrying his child? What do you guys think? I mean, I think she definitely should, but that scheme, placing baby Rachel Black in her arms and lying that it was baby Mickey, did that take away any rights that he might have where this baby is concerned? Morally, not legally it doesn't, but morally, ethically, in Sarah's mind, maybe that's the reason. Also, we have a person who's been leaking some info to us, and one of the tidbits they've given us says that Nadia Bjorlin is out soon as Chloe. We did a video discussing whether she might leave town with Philip since she was just talking up how much they loved each other. You can see it in our recent videos or over in the Days playlist. We do know there were 7 actresses on Days hit by cutbacks under the now fired Albert Alar's reign while he was running things over there. 5 actresses apparently were axed and pushed out the door. 2 were pushed to recurring. One was Martha Madison, who confirmed that she wouldn't settle for recurring and walked away from the role of Belle Black. Another is Camilla Banus as Gabby Hernandez. And it definitely looks like that Nadia Bjorlin is one of those affected as well. I don't know if she's one that was just written out or one that they tried to push to recurring, but I really don't think she's sticking around, even though I'm not entirely sure how how reputable this source is. I haven't had the opportunity to see whether any of the leaks they've given me have played out as accurate. Once some of this stuff happens, they've told me, then I'll know if they're, to be trusted. But right now, I'm taking it with a grain of salt. So will Chloe take Sarah's baby bombshell as a sign that she should leave town with Philip? Wait and see. I am hoping to see Xander Cook to get to hold his child right after. I'm hoping he's there to catch the child as Sarah's giving birth, and I'm hoping she'll tell the truth sooner rather than later. But it may not happen. Sarah may keep lying, and she, we may see this kid turning up as a toddler in a few months, or, hit with a really bad case of soap opera rapid aging syndrome and comes back as a sorest 7-year-old next year. Let's hope Sarah does the right thing, and I hope this pregnancy crisis of hers is a red flag to do the right thing, tell Xander the truth. What do you guys think? What are you wanting to see? This is Belinda from Soap Dirt. Thanks so much for listening.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.